Blocker Outdoors presents Whitetail Frenzy.
Last week, we had one heck of an opening weekend in Kentucky as we doubled up on velvet bucks. This week, I'm back in the X stand chasing early season whitetails, but I'm hunting urban bucks in central West Virginia.
And then we're headed to Utah with the Chili Man, D. Calgers. He chases bugling bulls.
This isn't your average hunting show, and hunting isn't our full-time occupation. We have families, full-time jobs, and face the same struggles as many of you. Months of scouting and preparation for a single short moment in time. That moment when you can't control your breathing and your heart is pounding out of your chest.
Whitetail Frenzy is brought to you by Elite Archery, the world's most shootable bow. Warner Law Offices. Custard Stand, the world's finest ready-to-eat hot dog chili. Cirrus Wind Indicator. Whitetail Trail Mix. Go to whitetailtrailmix.com to find your closest dealer. Whitetail Frenzy is also brought to you by the following partners.
On this next hunt, we're going to be doing it urban style in Charleston, West Virginia. Now, if you're like me, when I think about urban bow hunting, I'm thinking about swing sets, backyards, people walking their dogs down the street. But in Charleston, West Virginia, we have some properties that I'm telling you, some of these properties are a lot bigger than the woodlots I'm hunting in the Midwest. All right, it's starting to rain on us, so I'm gonna try to hurry up. I'm gonna get this trailer hooked up to the Rambo bike. I'm gonna pull it out this ridge to a stand setup we have. I'm gonna put some whitetail trail mix out and some more Lethal Addiction. I came in here just 2 days ago, put up a covert camera, and put some whitetail trail mix out. And there was a stump. I mean, it was a huge stump, and I poured some Lethal Addiction in it last summer, and it's ate down. I mean, the stump was gone, and the center of it's that deep. I mean, those deer got to be getting down in there shoulder deep. So we're going to take the bike out, put some more trail mix out, and freshen up that Lethal Addiction mineral site and put up a covert cell camera on it because I want to get pictures of those deer. I mean, they've got to be shoulder deep going down in that hole. They've just absolutely tore that stuff up. I told Tommy, one of these trees right here, when these big oaks, when the acorns start falling, it'd be a heck of a place to put a stand, but he won't let me hunt his front yard. He said I gotta be at least 100 yards from his house, so I gotta head back out this bridge a little bit. Let's go to our set. Let's go to our set. Like any other early season bow hunt on this show, it starts with preparation and scouting. We hit the woods in the early summer months with the Rambo bikes, the whitetail trail mix, the Lethal Addiction mineral sites. I mean, we are getting these deer chummed in. We're pulling them in from hollers and hollers away, getting ready for that opening day of bow season. I came in here, I brought a bunch of whitetail trail mix out just a couple days ago. But look at this hole. I mean, this stump, the inside of it was up this high. And it's dug down, I mean, 2.5 feet. Those deer gotta be climbing way down to get down in there. So we're gonna freshen up this, put out some more whitetail trail mix, put up a covert cell camera. It's gonna be fun watching these deer climb down in this hole. I'll tell you what, they absolutely love this stuff.
Hey, I'm sorry, Grandma. Your bird feeder don't have nothing on this whitetail trail mix.
Now we just ride out of here, go home, and sit back and start checking the app for pictures to start coming in.
What I really like about the urban season is it comes in a couple weeks early than our regular season here in the state of West Virginia. And it also gives me up to 7 extra tags to use for the year.
Another major advantage to the urban hunting here in West Virginia is the fact that it's bow hunting only. So a lot of these bucks are able to reach a mature age.
Whitetail Frenzy is brought to you by Scent Assassin. Forget the wind. Hunt anywhere, anytime. Rambo Bikes and X-Stand Tree Stands. Hatfield McCoy Trails, offering some of the best off-road trail systems on Earth. Covert Scouting Cameras. Lethal Addiction Mineral and Attractant. Whitetail Frenzy is also brought to you by the following partners.
So the urban property I was hunting, we weren't getting any pictures of big bucks up on the ridge. But what I'd found in scouting during the middle part of September was there was some big white oaks that started dropping acorns, and there was a ton of deer sign in the area. And what I love about this urban spot is I can get off work at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, pull up in my truck, jump in my camo, and be in a stand by 5:30. We just got set up in these X stands this afternoon. You know, it's a stand set. We hung down in here last spring. We haven't had any cameras down here yet this year. We had cameras on top, bunch of does, bunch of small bucks. You know, this is an urban area, but it's big woods. There's a lot of deer in here. We had a couple of decent bucks in here late season last year that I thought, you know, would be around. We haven't hunted this at all, but there's a lot of oak down in here. The acorns are falling like crazy. Down in this hollow with the warmer temperatures, it's a lot cooler down in here, so the deer activity might be a lot better. So we're going to set night down in here this afternoon, and, you know, hopefully there's a big buck in here we don't know about. So Dave and I were sitting in the stand, and we had some does feeding under us. And even though I hadn't had any pictures of any big bucks, I just had a feeling there was a good buck in the area. And when Dave hit my shoulder and said big buck, and I looked behind us and saw what was coming under the stand, I mean, I literally about fell out of my seat. Smoked him, baby. God, that was a stud. Holy crap, man. Holy crap, that was a big buck. He came out of nowhere, full velvet. Oh my goodness. I think the shot looked good. I think the shot looked great, man. I don't think he knew what hit him. He ran off, like literally. I look up and we had a couple of does down over the hill, and I tell Dave, big buck coming under the stand. I don't know what he was. He looked like a big egg. Oh, thank you, Jesus. God, that is my second velvet buck of the year. I'm telling you what, this urban hunting here in West Virginia and Charleston, man, you just never know. It's the first big urban buck I've killed in a long time. But man, what a stud. Give me some, Dave. Yeah, baby, big buck, Dave. I just happened to be in a transition area between where he was bedding and Grandma's bird feeder.
Whitetail Frenzy is brought to you by the Omega Sight, the only all-in-one sight, rangefinder, and video camera. Extreme Cleaner, Chemex crossbows, built like no other. Blocker Outdoors. Whitetail Frenzy is also brought to you by the following partners.
Tell you what, that was a steep angle shot. We looked at the footage, and the shot looked pretty good. I mean, he was quartering away pretty hard, so I aimed pretty far back. But tell you what, hunting these hills, I mean, this is a steep hill, and shooting from up there is right at a 20-yard shot. I mean, it's a steep angle, but the nock's glowing, and I'm hoping we got good blood on this arrow. Ah, it's buried in the ground too. Look at the blood already. Look at this. There's blood everywhere. Man, oh man. God, he's bleeding heavy. Heck, right there. Is that him right there? That's him right there. Look at that. That deer didn't go 40 yards. We'll fall down the hill. Look at that. I don't know how big he is, but we're about to find out. Goodness gracious. Holy crap. So I tell you what, another buck down with the Elite Bow, 2018. It's starting off with a bang. I mean, gosh, we're still early in the year. I can't believe this thing's still in full velvet. This urban season here in West Virginia comes in 3 weeks before the statewide season. And I'll tell you what, if you look behind me, I mean, you got some big woods in here, some areas in Charleston where you're not hunting little tiny plots of land. And if you look at this joker, man, it can produce some dandies. The velvet's starting to come off of him, but I'll tell you what, this is one of the better 8s I've killed. He's got huge mass, big frame, good tine length, great brows, some kickers down here at the base. That's a beautiful deer. And you know, we absolutely love to get out and target deer and find big bucks and hunt those deer. But man, when you have a feeling you're in a good spot and one shows up that you don't even know about, I'll tell you what, it doesn't get much better than that. This is a heck of a surprise. Oh man, 2 velvet bucks down this year. I mean, it's the first time I've ever done this. I did it in Kentucky earlier in the year with a big 10 point and then put this joker down. Man, what a deer. I'll tell you what, that was an exciting hunt. We had some does under us, and Dave was looking over my shoulder, and I just happened to look, and he was coming down the hill right behind him. Came right underneath us and gave us a good shot. Gosh, what a buck. I'm a happy camper right now. Thank you, Lord. Well, enough of this East Coast whitetail stuff. Let's head west with the chili man, D. Calger.
All right, been waiting for this day all year. It's August 29th, and we're loading up to go to Colville, Utah on a 5-day archery elk hunt. The weather conditions are great here, and I've been watching the weather out there. It's supposed to be pretty warm, could be anywhere from 30 to 50 in the mornings and as high as 90 in the afternoons. But anyway, that's why we got our scent blocker gear. Day one, Utah. We're on the Wasatch Mountains, and Darren put a little elk fire scent on us here. Anyway, here we go, baby.
It's getting ready to get real.
Get real. Day one, Utah.
This segment of Whitetail Frenzy is brought to you by Blocker Outdoors.
Just heard falls and we're making a move on him. We think he's right across this ridge right here in the next canyon. Hopefully we can get close to him and make some calls on him. Just right. We got a bull right down here. We're making a move on him. We had one bugle a few times. We're just gonna set up on him here and see what happens. Man, this is tough. They got great noses on them. Nice bull. He just smelled us. Got 3 different bulls bugling right across from us. One's real close, but he's kind of hung up. The other 2 are coming this way now. This is awesome.
Well, so far, the Chili Man has had an awesome hunt, and he's had some close encounters. His son Guy's been filming for him, but his son Guy has obligations back home in West Virginia, so he had to leave. So D's heading out by himself, camera equipment and all, hoping to knock down his first bull elk with a bow.
Go see if we can't recover him. Let's walk right down here. I shot him right past that stump right here, and he run right down here, and I can see the blood pouring out of him. So let's walk down through here and check it out. Look. Well, we got plenty of blood. It's everywhere out through here. So hopefully he's laying right over here. Wow, 13 days straight. He's not the biggest elk in the woods, but I couldn't be more proud of him. Looky there, guys.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. It doesn't always come together like it's supposed to. And I know that wasn't a giant bull, and I know there are a lot of you sitting at home and you probably wouldn't have shot it and you're saying, why is he shooting that thing? But he's never killed a bull with his bow. He traveled from West Virginia all the way to Utah. This man has a career and a family, and he doesn't have a lot of time to hunt. Hey, he's bringing elk meat back home to feed his family, and his blood was pumping when he released that arrow. And that, my friends, is what it's all about.
Here he is, guys. My first Utah bull. Kevin and I come out here, we've been at it 13 straight days. 13 long days, hard days. They're just not bugling very good, are they?
No, the temperature's been warm. It's been chilly at night, but through the day they don't move. Bugle and shut way down. We've had luck calling several bulls in this week.
Yeah, we've had some great encounters.
You'll see those encounters on the show there prior to this kill.
Me and my daughter, she's 13 years old, she drew a Utah youth tag. We killed one and I cut one of his back straps off. My daughter cut it off. She sat there and she looked at it and she said, God really knew what he was doing when he made an elk backstrap.
Well, man, what another great episode. You know, I think we need to call season 6 of Whitetail Frenzy the Velvet Series. I mean, that's what it's been the last couple weeks. Last week, On episode 3, 2 velvet bucks in Kentucky. This week, a velvet urban buck in West Virginia. And then the Chili Man headed all the way to Utah and he brought back a velvet elk.
Yeah, how about the Chili Man? He went from West Virginia all the way to Utah, and you know when he goes somewhere, something's going to die.
That's absolutely right. Chili Man, if you watch this show over the years, he is a killing machine. He loves to hunt big bucks and big animals. But when it's all said and done, he's all about having fun and putting meat in the freezer, which is what Whitetail Frenzy is all about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, next week, I'm headed to Fawney Mountain Outfitters in British Columbia for a moose hunt, and it's probably the most emotional hunt that we've ever had on this show.
Yeah, I can't wait to actually watch the finished product and hunt myself.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. You don't want to miss it.
So while you're sitting there, pull your phones out, go to Facebook and give us a like.
Yeah, we're going to pick one person tomorrow that is like the Whitetail Frenzy page. We're going to send you a Whitetail Frenzy mug, a Whitetail Frenzy hat, and you're going to be entered in to win an elite bow. So for any of you all out there watching, if you live in the city and you're having a problem with deer eating your flowers, give us a call. We'll come take care of the problem.
Well, one tip I want to say that I do in urban style is I like to position my tree stand where I can actually watch through the window of a big screen TV. I can catch up on the news, the ball games, whatever, all meanwhile while I'm hunting.